Monday weekly briefing covering the period Monday, July 13th, today through Sunday, July 19th. Hope everyone had a good weekend, and most folks received a little bit of rain, at least in some areas, multiple inches. We had some flooding, especially in Johnston County late last evening. So there were some winners and losers, but overall, much needed rain for a lot of folks. The upcoming forecast is one of continued unsettled today. We are in a continued regime of very cloudy, overcast skies, seasonably mild with temperatures only in the 70s to lower to mid 80s in the east, and with widespread light rain and drizzle. And then through the afternoon and evening, we'll see some embedded heavier showers and storms, particularly across the southern Piedmont and the Sandhills, perhaps up toward the Triad, but better rain chances and heavier amounts southwest versus off to the northeast in the northeast Piedmont and northern coastal plain, particularly up toward the Virginia border. Then after this evening, it looks like we get into a drier period. We start to dry out as a weak area of high pressure ridges down the middle Atlantic coast Tuesday, and that continues into the middle part of the week. So drying out, but turning warmer. Tuesday will still be seasonably warm, and then heating back up by Wednesday, with temperatures getting back into the 90s, and those 90s will continue all the way through the weekend, and we could be pushing 100 degrees in some spots Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As the temperatures heat up, thankfully the humidity levels won't go up too much, at least initially. So the humidity levels should be relatively low during the afternoon as the temperatures are heating up Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But then by the time we get into the weekend, humidity levels will increase. And with those humidity levels, the chances of showers and storms will also increase after, again, a mostly dry week. The heat risk for the next few days, given the unseasonably mild conditions today and then just seasonably warm ones tomorrow, very little risk of heat risk or just minor heat risk for the next couple of days. And then as temperatures heat up on Wednesday, we will have some pockets of moderate heat risk developing, affecting those who are sensitive to the heat, especially those without cooling or hydration. And then heat risk should further increase later this week and through the weekend. Here's the accumulated precipitation forecast for the next 5 days. We do have areas of 1 to 3 inches, again, focused over the southern Piedmont and the Sandhills through this evening. And then a lingering small chance of rain in the south on Tuesday. But for the most part, we should be drying out Tuesday. And those dry conditions continue for the mid to latter part of the week. We could get an isolated storm or shower along the sea breeze by Friday. And then, again, the chances of precipitation do increase by Saturday and particularly Sunday. With the lingering chance of showers and storms through this evening, there is a remaining level 1 to level 2 risk of excessive rain or flash flooding focused across the southern Piedmont. But there is a broader area of that level 1 risk across most of central North Carolina, with the exception of the very far northeast Piedmont and northern coastal plain, where a little bit drier and more stable air will have already worked in by this afternoon. And that should keep any shower and thunderstorm activity pretty minimal or very weak up in that area versus points to the south and west down towards Charlotte, Wadesboro, those areas. Severe thunderstorm potential for the forecast period looks pretty low. Only a general thunderstorm delineation for the next couple of days. That general thunderstorm outlook for Tuesday all the way up near the Virginia border, probably a little aggressive. I imagine that may be trimmed back a bit with subsequent forecast issuances. Ditto for Wednesday. And then overall, just very limited chances for any severe weather, given the relative lack of storms at all after this evening. The precipitation outlook and the temperature outlook for next week looks like above normal temperatures, or at least 33 to 50% chance of above normal temperatures for next week. With that, we do have a signal for slightly above normal chances of rainfall, which is good for the ongoing drought with a 33 to 40% chance of above normal rain. Tropics continue very quiet. And the hazards for the upcoming week, again, with the risk of showers and storms today, we do have that excessive rain chance and a risk of lightning, particularly in the southwest. Tuesday, that should be very low. That graphical HWO grabs the highest threat area anywhere in central North Carolina, so that looks a little overdone. And then the heat will be the main concern and hazard as we go into the end of the week and through the weekend. So again, today, unseasonably mild, widespread overcast, light rain and drizzle, and then those embedded heavier showers and storms this afternoon, mainly over the southern Piedmont and the Sandhills. We've got a little mid-level disturbance over the foothills right now that's likely to focus some of that heavier shower and storm activity as it meanders over the foothills and far western Piedmont. Then seasonably warm and drying out for tomorrow, and heating up with low afternoon humidity levels and mainly dry for the mid to latter part of the week, and continued hot with increasing humidity and rain chances this weekend. Hazards, again, marginal to slight, which is level 1 to level 2, risk of excessive rain, flash flooding, mainly over the southwestern areas through this evening. And then the heat risk will increase through this weekend, increasing to minor to moderate by Wednesday, and then moderate to major Friday through Sunday. And we could have a few pockets of extreme, particularly in urban areas, by this weekend. But for the most part, it looks like a moderate to major risk of heat Friday through Sunday. And that's all we have for you for this week. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll talk to you again on Thursday.